trying to bundle up as much as possible. I mean, I got gloves, I got a couple layers on. Yeah, and get out of it as soon as possible, I guess.
Advice. Last week we were definitely in the deep freeze. Pittsburgh temperatures, they were starting out the days below zero.
Oh yeah, they were. I'm not going to critique them too much, but man, what about your ears? It's been one of those coldest Januaries on record for the Pittsburgh area, but has it been the coldest ever in Pittsburgh? That's the question we're asking you to weigh in on. Vote now. We'll share your answers at the end of the show.
Yeah, it's hard enough to stay warm whenever you're outside, but imagine not being able to escape the cold in your own home. That's why we're partnering with the Dollar Energy's Cool Down for Warmth, powered by Dynegy. Ron and I are in a home where the thermostat, the heat's been turned off. It's actually not that horrible right now. It is 60 degrees right now. It's actually getting warmer.
How's your toes? How's your toes feeling?
My toes are a little cold, I will
yeah.
say. I don't know how it's warming up. It must be the lights or we're talking too much. I don't know.
So we are asking you if you are able to contribute to the Dollar Energy Fund, raising money for neighbors in need of utility help. Since the first cool down for warmth in 2015, over $2.5 million has been raised. So the first one that we were right here part of.
Yeah, really incredible. And you know what? We're only here for a couple hours, but I cannot imagine dealing with a cold house like this all the time. And that's the reality for some of our neighbors, unfortunately.
Yeah, you know, it got us thinking, how does ice form, and is there a way to really kind of watch it grow? Sounds like a perfect time to bring in Ray Petelin. Hey, Ray.
It's taught that water freezes at 32 degrees, but that's not always the case. Sometimes water can actually drop below 32 degrees and remain a liquid. It just needs a little help before it can change over to ice. Sometimes at cold temperatures, water can become super cooled, meaning it stays a liquid even though it's colder than its usual freezing point. There's nothing in these bottles but purified water. So how can water drop below its freezing point without becoming frozen? It's all in how ice crystals form, and ice crystals need something in the water like an impurity to cling onto. We call that a nucleus, and without it, ice cannot form. With purified water, there's not an impurity for these ice crystals to cling onto, but if you give it a nucleus, like a bubble that's caused when you flick the bottle or shake it up, a chain reaction of ice crystallization occurs, causing the bottle of water to freeze before your eyes. For this experiment, you need a bottle of purified water and cold temperatures. Pop that bottle in the freezer for about 3 hours, take it out of the freezer carefully, and to set off the ice chain reaction, just flick it on the side or slam the bottle on the counter. And if you pay close attention, you'll see the ice form where the nucleus was introduced, and then that ice will spread from that point through the rest of the bottle. This doesn't damage the water in any way. You can thaw it and do this experiment over and over again. And yes, the water is safe to drink because it's still just water. Now for something different, if you poured that super cooled water onto a nucleus, in this case some ice cubes, that super cooled water will come in contact with the nucleus that's on the ice, instantly freezing the water as it makes contact. Since the ice crystals are present, if you pour that super cooled water slowly on the ice cubes, you'll see those ice crystals starting to pile up. Now, super cooled water can naturally happen in the atmosphere. Freezing drizzle and freezing fog are super cooled water droplets in the atmosphere that freeze once they come in contact with something that's cold, icy, or frozen. It just needs that nucleus. And that's super cool. Reporting from home, I'm meteorologist Ray Petelin.